Big Boss episode.
What is up, all you sexy nerds? Grizzly McBee here, and you are listening to and watching Nerd is the New Sexy Entertainment, the podcast, episode number 190. That's right, 190 in season 10. And I am joined today by the one, the only Miss Fandom Maniacs herself.
Hey, hi, I get mentioned first.
Yeah, he's been doing that lately.
And Mr. Old Faithful himself.
Filling the old more than anything, like we said.
The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Wildfire One.
Well, nothing makes you feel older like, I'll tell you, back pain sucks. And I'll tell you what else makes me feel old. I've been watching a lot of the old like Batman animated shows and stuff like that I grew up on, and I'm like, why can't I feel like I did when I was watching this? Like, why does my back have to hurt? What fucking back pain sucks, dude. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it does.
Nothing makes you feel older than fucking not being able to walk 2 feet without pain. Fuck you, back pain. So yes, today is Big Boss episode 190, and we are talking about something that Fandom has kind of hoarded, kind of was in our ear about for a while. Basically bothering me about it until we did it. I'm joking, but we're talking about Jaws. Didn't. So Jaws recently went through, like, it had a 30th year anniversary or something like that.
50th.
Wyld, what year? I was about to say, Wyld, what year was 1975? How many years ago was that?
We just talked about how old I am. Okay, I want to pretend I'm younger than I am. That's what I'm doing. Let me have this.
Pretend all the time it ain't working.
Yeah, my back's telling me different. But okay, 50-year anniversary. Shit, man. I was happy at 30. Yeah.
We were all happy at 30.
Fuck, dude. What year did Jaws come out?
75.
75.
Okay, so that was like 4 years before I was born. That's great. So
You were a twinkle in your dad's ball sack at that point.
Got that. You know what? I love how you word things, Fandom. I'm never having sex again. Thank you. Fuck, if my body has anything to say about it.
I was going to say, wait, you have sex?
Not for a while. Thanks.
I was about to say, I think that out of the three of us, Grizz is the only one getting some.
I don't know. Me and Grizz, 2 years ago, we got to go to Vegas and we got married.
That's why he's got back problems now.
Blew my back out. So fucking Grizz. Grizz thinks Grizz is hilarious.
That's because I am.
So, 50 years ago we got Jaws, and I know it just recently had its like 50-year anniversary. What, this year, right?
Yes.
2025. I get it. Okay, I get it. Math. The math is mathing. So it's 50 years ago, 25 years ago. I like that better. I like that number better. So 50 years ago, when it had its 50th anniversary, I know Fandom wanted to do like a watch party on Discord, and we got to do that. Grizz, were you there for that one?
I was. It was the three of us.
Yeah, and Jade. Yeah, that was a fun watch. And it's funny because I'd watched it not long before that, when I was in Oregon with my little cousin. And it's funny because my aunt and uncle have like a little pond in their yard, and I was telling him, I was like, if you don't listen, I'm gonna throw you in the damn pond, and Jaws is gonna get you. And he's like, I'd be good. It was funny. Anyway, I'm sure Fandom has a lot of stuff to say about the Jaws movie, so Fandom, have at it.
Jaws is one of those movies where, when I was younger, I was terrified of sharks, and my mom would make if my dad was watching it, made him switch the channel if I came in the room because, yeah. But as I got older, it's probably one of my favorite horror movies. It was Steven Spielberg's first big movie. He had done like a few things before, but this is like the biggest. This is what put him on the map as like one of the best directors.
It was a good movie for what it was, you know. There was a lot. They put a lot into it. You know, I know you and I had talked in the past about how the mechanical shark had trouble in the water, and Bruce, as they called him, and all this other stuff. And that, you know, and I guess that's more common knowledge now because of things like documentaries and you know, YouTube channels and stuff like that. But and it's really cool because, I mean, think about it. They, you know, all the time they did to film it and fix it, and I guess the shark itself, they had to replace it and replace parts of the shark because of the salt water corroding stuff, and I guess there was anchors and stuff, all sorts of different moving parts that just kept screwing up.
Yeah, as soon as it worked in freshwater, the shark, but then as soon as they put it in the ocean, it did not want to work.
Well, it's called salt and corrosion.
Yeah, best laid plans, right? They didn't think that went through.
Its budget was $7 million and $9 million, so it went over budget by $2 million.
She's reading off that laptop you see on her screen there. That's what she's doing.
There we go.
Yeah, she's reading off that laptop. It's telling her all the information she needs to know.
Well, you should open it all the way, that way you can see the screen.
Well, that's why her eyes are shut.
And Jaws is based off of a book, which is a lot. It has the same plot beats, but it's a lot different than the movie.
What's different? What's different from the book and the movie?
A lot of the characters are different. Like how Brody is more falling in line. His wife. How do I explain it? His wife is not happy being a housewife. She used to date Hooper's brother, and then her and Hooper have an affair. And
so there's more to a lot more to it.
Yeah, there's a lot more melodramatic crap.
And you could tell she read the book because there's books on her screen. One of those is the Jaws book, apparently.
So they made the characters a lot more likable, specifically Hooper and Brody and everyone. Quint is basically beat by beat the same. They do a lot of, in the book, Hooper dies too, along with Quint. And the shark, how it dies in the book is that it just dies from its gunshot wounds and stuff. It just bleeds out. So, I mean,
the explosion, you know, the smile, you son of a whatever, that was all just Hollywood fun.
Yep.
Okay. Usually is.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It was a good ending, in my opinion.
And Peter Benchley, who wrote the novel, actually helped rewrite the script for it, and it turned out to be a lot better. This movie gave Spielberg PTSD.
I gave a lot of people PTSD, I think, from watching it. Like I growing up, like you said, you had a fear of sharks and whatnot. I kind of had the same thing, you know, as a kid. I think anyone who watched Jaws had seen it and went like, you know, I don't want to deal with a shark in the water.
Yeah, it's just the pressure and everything that came with doing this movie, because so much went wrong as well that they didn't think they were going to get this movie done.
And
everything, that it gave Spielberg PTSD.
How much money did Jaws end up making?
Its total box office is about 477 million.
That's quite a bit of money for like the time. Sure.
Yeah, in today's money, it's 1.5 billion.
Mind you, got to remember this is a time when like CG wasn't a thing. They tried CG, and I think was it Jaws 3: The Revenge? There was a few CG moments in that, and I remember
so bad.
Well, I remember as a kid I thought it was scary, you know, because at the time it probably was decent, but like you watch it now and you're just like, you like cringe at it. It's
they're entertaining, but Jaws is the one franchise that did not need to exist after the first one.
I agree. And then but the problem is there was a lot of like movies that or directors or people or writers, what have you. There was a lot of movies that were like Jaws wannabe movies too out there. That. You know, there's a lot of people that saw that formula and tried to take it and make it theirs, and you could just tell.
I mean, that's how we got the Piranha movies too.
Yeah.
They pitched an idea for like a prequel to it about Quint and about the Indianapolis.
Huh.
But they shot that down for some reason.
Well, like you
Spielberg
said,
wanted to do that.
Like you said, it's probably a good idea that they just don't, because sometimes one and done is good, right?
Yep.
So, where was Jaws supposed to be? Like, because I know we had talked about this in the past. Like, Jaws is supposed to be where in the United States? Like, not filmed, but
Massachusetts, Mary's Vineyard,
yes.
Martha's Vineyard.
That's where it was filmed. It's a fictional island off of New York called Amity Island, but they filmed it at Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah. Well, a majority of it, like all the underwater shots with the sharks.
That was like in a tank, right?
No,
that was in South Africa.
No, it was in on a reef in South Australia.
Huh.
And then one of the main underwater shots was filmed off of Catalina Island. What they did is they put a really short guy into a miniature shark tank to make the sharks look even bigger.
Yep.
A really short guy into a miniature shark.
That's what it is. I'm looking at it right here.
I believe you. I just think it's like, I just think that's kind of cruel to the poor guy.
So what they ended up, so Hooper originally was going to die in the screenplay as well, but they got that footage of the shark being caught on the shark cage.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted to keep that footage in because how good it was that they made it that Hooper gets away, and so they could keep it in. Yep.
You know what, I liked the movie, the way the movie went. Like there was a good pacing, it was a good flow. From beginning to end, it was pretty good. Honestly, like I could see why it was such a hit. You know what I mean? Like rewatching it, even rewatching it like today.
I remember you guys got jump scared by one part in the when we watched, and I just don't remember which part.
I think that's when they found the boat.
Yeah, that's usually
where the dead body came up, or where they saw the body come out in the water, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's still parts that just get you today, man. It's just good. It's just good horror, you know? And then plus it's like a realistic style of horror. It's like something that could, happen. It may not happen. It might not have a chance of happening. There's a percentage of shark attacks in the world in reality, but like it's still something that you get in the freaking ocean and you think about. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't want to get in the water because of this.
The concept of a rogue shark has been debunked since this movie came out because of all the advances in technology and shark study. And a lot of that actually comes from this movie because a lot of people got inspired to become a marine biologist because of the character of Matt Hooper. But then you have the opposite side that Peter Benchley and regret is painting the great white shark as a man-eater killer, which is why their numbers are so low today because of a lot of people hunting sharks and just for shits and giggles and because they think they're dangerous, when most of the time a great white shark is going to accidentally bite you because they mistake you for a seal or they haven't and stuff like that, and most of the time they let go.
It's a love nibble. They just want to come. Yeah, that's all it is. It's not really like, not that they're not trying to eat you. They're like dogs. They're playing.
Yeah, well, because if you're a surfer on top of the water and you're wearing like a black suit, and how you're swimming, it's gonna look like a seal to them. Especially for a juvenile, they're not gonna know if you're what you are, so they're gonna go up and take a bite. It's not a little bite, but it's still a bite.
Yeah.
Bull sharks, on the other hand, bull sharks are assholes. They'll come back for you.
Well,
they'll swim away and then come back.
Is it like I don't know, is it like a real fact that like if a shark senses blood in the water that they go right to it, or is that just bullshit?
Yeah. No, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
So I imagine if like even a great white bit you, you're bleeding, well guess what? That's like the dinner bell, right?
Yeah, they can sense a one drop of blood from a quarter mile away.
Damn.
Yeah, but they can they know the difference between like fish or seal blood between our blood. So we actually do not taste good to majority of sharks. Tigers are a bit more, they'll eat anything. And then bull sharks, most bull shark attacks are territorial because they have a lot of testosterone in them. So it's more like, hey, you're in my territory, I'm going to attack you. And if you don't get out, I'm going to attack you again.
It's all that fast food. They don't like how we taste. So what are like some memorable moments from the movie for you, Fandom, and then me and Grizz will talk about that.
I think the opening is just probably one of the most iconic movie openings of all time, especially for a horror movie.
Oh, well, I think when they got drunk in the boat and started singing is probably one of the most iconic moments for me. Because the whole time, like before that, there was almost like a pissing contest, and they kind of start, those two especially kind of start like bonding, and it was kind of cool. They start showing each other
scars.
Yeah, there's scars, and then the next thing you know, they're singing "Show Me the Way to Go Home." What about you, Grizz?
I would say for me the most iconic moment in the movie Jaws is when he's chumming the water and Jaws comes up and he just kind of loses his shit and steps back and goes, "We're gonna need a bigger boat."
Yeah, that's also,
that line was improv.
I think that when the shark came up at one point, I think that was another point where we got jump scared.
Yeah. Even though we knew it was coming.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen the movie. 50 years, you've seen the movie. God knows how many times. Even if you know it's coming, it's still gonna get you. Sharks are fucking scary, dude, and it's because of movies like that.
That is the first time you ever like fully see the shark out of water. Like you kind of get a glimpse when he attacks the guy in the rowboat in the pond or whatever, but that is the first time you fully see the shark.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, and a lot of people say that worked to its advantage, not showing the shark until towards the end.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it probably wouldn't have been as successful without that aspect.
Well, I mean,
because
like, not knowing what's coming at you in those aspects, like, like a good example is like the movie Alien. You only got to see that blur for the longest time, and then finally when you get to see it, it's horrifying. So yeah, I think that in a horror movie aspect or a horror aesthetic,
a horror
aesthetic, yeah, horror aesthetic, like that is
Poodcast.
Perfect. Pooncast.
No, when Dallas is in the air vents and he turns with the flamethrower, and then the xenomorph's like, "Hug me!"
It's got its arms out. Yeah, you hear the whatever. It's stuff like that in horror movies that kind of became iconic, that makes those movies good. Oh
yeah, they did the same thing with Predator too, because Predator, you only see kind of the cloaking of it, and you don't fully see it until it gets wounded and it's fixing itself and stuff. One thing that a lot of people did comment like about this movie is the story of the USS Indianapolis that Quint told, because a lot of people had no idea that happened until this movie came out, until he told the story on screen.
And that was a horrifying story too, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of the survivors of the Indianapolis that saw this movie was like, "I'm glad our story is being told."
Yeah.
Because, like, it kind of got overshadowed by the fact that we dropped atom bombs on Japan a few days later.
Yeah, I mean, true.
Yeah, it was kind of covered up until Jaws came out.
Yeah. You get why Quint would not like sharks. Just saying.
Well, I mean, it's also a good backstory for him, and on top of that, there's a little bit of a realism to that story, or a lot of realism to that story, but at the same time, it was something good to add in, and like you said, it's something that got told and was put out, so that's always good too. Robert
Shaw, the first take they did, he was so drunk that he messed it up, and the next day he said, "I'm so sorry, I want to do it again," and that's the performance that they got out of him.
Okay.
He was drunk a lot on that set.
I can imagine.
He was drunk a lot on most sets, apparently.
What were you gonna say, Grizz?
He was that drunk when they filmed Russia with Love, the James Bond movie he was in.
I was gonna say, I like the fact that they kind of based the captain's character off of Captain Ahab, with how obsessed he was with finding this particular shark, and the fact that he knew so much about sharks because of what he dealt with the USS Indianapolis and everything he did after that. And it's even noted that they did base his character off of Captain Ahab from Moby Dick.
The the obsession, yeah.
Jaws 2 wasn't that bad. It was basically a rehashing of the first one. Roy Scheider did not want to be there, but he was contractually obligated to by Universal.
Well, Jaws got worse the more sequels they made.
Yeah.
And then the third one is entertaining. It's like interesting concept. It's just how they did it.
That's the one with the freaking aquarium, right? Yeah, fuck that.
SeaWorld, yeah.
Fuck that. That one scared me until I got as a kid. Like I said, as a kid, it scared me. But then I got older, and then I got to see it's almost like a 3D GIF shark in the water, and they just
yeah.
It's so bad. It's so fucking bad.
It also has Dennis Quaid in it and Leah Thompson.
Well, not every movie not every movie that you star in can be top of the line. So,
but it's interesting they did that because there have been attempts to keep great whites in captivity, but there's never just going to be a tank big enough. There has been successful rehabilitation of juveniles, but then they try to release them. But it's just they always have to keep swimming and they always migrate, so it's hard to keep them in captivity. Can you guys tell I work at an aquarium?
Yeah, I can tell you work at an aquarium, and even before that, I could tell you know way too much about sharks.
I watch Shark Week every year.
I know. And every time we play Sea of Thieves, you're like, oh, let me tell you this shit about sharks you don't want to know, but here's a shark fact. And I'm like, okay, that's great.
We should play Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, we should get back into Sea of Thieves.
We should play Raft again, then we can deal with the shark on that one.
Yeah.
But no, so that was an interesting concept, but the fact that it kind of got mixed up is that a mama great whites does not give a shit about their babies. They give birth and they leave them. So
I know humans that do that
for revenge.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
we just had that conversation.
Yeah.
The mom trying to take revenge on SeaWorld is where you lose it.
Yeah. It's just like I said, the more the sequels just got worse and worse. And I think they really, really tried desperately to get the magic of the first movie and all the, and it just didn't work,
Well, the fourth movie was a shit show. Michael Caine never saw it, but he said he saw the house that he bought with it, with the money from it. The reason why there was a freaking psychic connection between Ellen Brody and the shark was because that's what the Lorraine Gray, who plays Ellen Brody, wanted, and her husband was the the director or the producer.
Why would you have a psychic connection?
It would have made much more sense to have just PTSD from sharks.
It's just a bad story. It's just a bad. It's a bad movie. It was just that it was a desperate attempt to. It was a cash grab, at that point.
It was It's entertaining. It has the little girl who played Ducky in Land Before Time in it.
You mean the one that got murdered by her dad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sad story.
I wasn't gonna bring that up, but you decided to.
Well, you brought it. You said Ducky. It's a fucking sad story, but yeah, we're not gonna talk about that too much. Look it up, guys. Look it up if you want to know, because god damn it.
Which kill in Jaws is your favorite?
Ooh.
It could be from any of the movies, just whatever one you want to talk.
Nah, it's just gonna be the first one with me, because that's. All the other ones are stupid. I like where Samuel L. Jackson dies in that other shark movie. How about that one? How about that one?
Blue Sea?
Yeah, Yeah, that's not Jaws, but you get the joke. If you look close, you can see the steam.
See the wheels turning.
Yep.
Because I've got like 5 different shark movies kind of rotating in my head, and I'm like, "Fuck, which one's for Jaws?"
That's kind of where I was at. That's why I mentioned the Samuel L. Jackson death as a joke. Honestly, for me, I think it's when the captain died.
Yeah,
that's
that one hit the most. Yeah.
Yeah, that was mine. The fact when you could hear the bones break when the shark bites down on his leg.
Yeah, that's. Oof.
I mean, for a killer shark, he had a total of 5 victims.
Yeah.
And I think the only 2 he really ate whole was Quint and the kid.
I think we only got to see him eat a few people, right? The kid we saw.
We only saw him really eat Quint, was all.
Yeah, and then and there's that other guy that went out there and they found his boat later on, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that one was added because there was not enough jump scares. They thought, so they filmed that in a pool. And so
I mean, it was a good scene. It really was.
Yeah. No one my grandparents, one of their first dates was at that movie. And my grandma remembers popcorn flying up at that point.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. But yeah, the captain was probably, because at that point you kind of got, for me, you got like kind of you got a connection with a character at that point, right? And then so him dying was kind of a bummer.
He also just let his ego get to him.
Well, that's very true. That's a whole Captain Ahab thing.
And I think and then the ending, could you imagine if the movie ended like the book, where the shark just bleeds out? Like,
it would have been boring.
Lame, that would have been.
It would have been boring.
That would have been very boring.
Just, where did Jaws go? And you just see globe, belly up in the water, like a fucking goldfish. My second one would be the guy that was trying to chum the water and get him before they got to him. When they found his boat later on. You know which one I'm talking about? I can't forget his name. I can't remember his name, but
Ben Gardner was his name.
Yeah.
The character's name. I think the opening is probably just like I said, it's iconic. So that's probably one of the ones that always sticks in people's minds because of. Oh, not the kid. The kid had a geyser of blood, which was fucking funny.
Yeah.
I mean the skinny dipper.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Hey, you know what? That shark wanted some. Wanted some something.
Pooncast.
Wanted skinny.
Wanted some of that skinny dipping.
And that one guy that was there passed out drunk on the beach got lucky.
Oh yeah,
Otherwise, Jaws would have had a twofer.
Well, no, technically he didn't get lucky.
Yeah, because he was trying to get lucky, and then the person he was getting lucky with got eaten.
Yeah, but if he went in the water too, you know it would have been a 2-for-1 special.
Well, yeah, it would have been all you can eat. Jaws fucked up, man. He could have at least left like the bottom half for that guy.
I mean, we don't really know all that was left with her. We just know that there was an arm.
He was really drunk, so maybe he got a handy.
But I think, and then the ending is probably like one of the best scenes of the movie.
Oh,
just the smile, you son of a.
Yeah, that. Well, I mean, that's one of the most like probably one of the most like received like spoke about scenes. Like every time you talk about Jaws, all you hear is people going, "Smile, you son of a." Yeah. And then the explosion was cool. Honestly, like the way they ended it was like we said earlier, the way they ended it was probably better than it would have ended in the book, because bleeding out is just boring.
Funny is because of course Mythbusters myth-busted that that tank would have exploded like it did. It still would have done damage to the shark flying all over the place, but it wouldn't have exploded. how he kills the shark in Jaws 2 is more likely because he uses a power line, so it electrocutes itself.
Which, by the way, that scene also didn't age well. In Jaws 2.
Yeah, they showed the shark too much in that one.
But how many buoys did they have attached to it when they were trying to get it to come up? It was like what, 3 or 4?
It was Quint thought 3. It wouldn't be able to go down with 3 barrels. But a 25-foot shark at 3 tons, those buoys ain't gonna do shit.
That shark was taking some steroids though, because Clint was like doing that off of past experience, right?
Yeah.
He's like,
did you say Quint or Clint?
Clint. I don't know Clint. I don't know who it is.
Clint.
the return of Professor Clint.
Yes. The Professor Clintoning.
The gnome.
Yes. The D&D gnome. Professor Clit. So, like, that's probably, that's one of the most well-known movies. Jaws is probably, I mean, I'll be long dead and people will still be talking about Jaws. Well, I think.
Yep. And it's one movie that Spielberg does not want to be remade, like, because he owns the rights and everything. So.
Oh, the sad thing is, once he's gone, someone like, when it comes out like 75 years from now, or 75 years from when it's whatever, when it goes into like public domain, someone will fucking do it, and then they'll do it like Winnie the Pooh, or they make it like even more horrifying, where Jaws walks fucking on land or something.
Yeah.
Like the whole blood and honey thing, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Those movies were funny.
Yeah, but it was that movie especially was like, the blood and honey thing was especially like, it's a horror movie about Winnie the Pooh. Like, god damn it.
I mean, they're doing one on Bambi and Peter Pan.
Yeah.
I think the Bambi one's already out.
Peter Pan makes sense. The one I've heard about, and I've heard of all sorts of different things about how Peter Pan can be horrifying. Bambi, not so much.
Did you hear the lore behind Peter Pan?
Which one? Which lore?
Oh, that Peter Pan was the bad guy. Captain Hook never injured the Lost Boys. He was just trying to capture them to send them home, because Peter Pan was kidnapping kids.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've heard.
Yeah, Peter Pan, he was basically, since he was stuck in a child's body, he was a kid. He was still a kid. He just didn't know how to take care of other kids. So sometimes he would forget to feed them. He would give them like imaginary food to feed them with, because he didn't understand and stuff. And then and I guess they do some of the Lost Boys would age, that he would kill them.
Yep.
When they got too old.
Yep. he would call the herd. Good job, Disney.
He also had the memory of a goldfish, basically.
Well, he was a kid. That makes sense. Good job, Disney. You took something horrifying and you made it for kids. I think we're going to wind down the podcast. Like we said, this one's not going to be too long. It's almost about 40 minutes long.
Me and Wyld are kind of delirious at the moment.
Delirious, tired, and didn't get much sleep because of back pain. But we did want to talk about Jaws. We wanted to kind of mention Jaws. Is there anything you guys want to say as like an end thing for this?
Oh, I forgot to mention. Jaws was considered the first blockbuster because of how big it got in the summer. Not Star Wars, like someone tried to correct me in a certain place.
What?
I'll tell you later.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever works. Not Star Wars, apparently. Shake that fist. I'll do it for Fandom, because she can't. She's kind of stuck at her desk. So
don't put words in my mouth. I can do shit.
Oh, then shake your fist. Oh, there you go. Zig Hail.
So in case there's anything that you're wanting us to review or talk about or watch or play, there is a number that you can call, and that number is 559-997-6803. Again, that number is 559-997-6803. Call us. Let us know what you want Fandom to do next.
Yeah. Just over there having a mild freak out, apparently. Jesus Christ. We thank you for watching. We thank you for listening. We'll see you next time. Until then, we want you to stay nerdy.
Stay sexy.
always